I'm even short of words, like 23 years, CEO with two companies. How did you develop that business mindset?
I had a great mentor at BYU. His name's Gary. He was over the student athletes and kind of like their success after the sport. And he would take a bunch of the athletes on networking trips. And we started meeting with people, business people. Anytime I start a business, I have to think, okay, what's the worst that can happen is that it's not going to work. So how am I going to get through that?
What caused that switch from being a D1 athlete to becoming now a business owner? And you're still 23.
My athletics career was not what I wanted it to be or what I had expected it to be.
What's one advice that you give to people that are currently stuck in trying to succeed at something?
Don't limit yourself. Look at what.
Nice to be with you guys again today on the Success Mindset podcast. I'm your host for today, and as you guys may have seen me in previous episodes, my name is Ken, and today we have a very special guest. All our guests are special, and she is special as well with her own unique stories and unique life lessons that we can all draw strengths from to be able to face challenges that may come our way on our path to become successful in things that we do. So I will go ahead and then have Camilla introduce herself. But before she does that, I want you guys to know that she is currently a CEO of two companies, right?
Yeah.
And before she became a CEO, she was an athlete,
Yes.
a college athlete, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll give her that time to talk about those things. But before she does that, I'm here today with my co-host.
Deterg.
All right. Thanks. So, Camilla, we will have to have you introduce yourself to our audience today.
Yeah. So my name is Camilla Andam. I'm 23 years old. I graduated college December of 2024 with a degree in business. I'm married to my husband, Seth. I met him. He ran track at BYU with me. We both were college athletes. And I now have two kids. I have a 1.5-year-old and a 3-month-old, Annabelle and Milan. So, yeah.
Wow. Thanks so much for sharing that. And I feel we have a lot to draw from that. You have a lot going on in your life.
Yeah.
And you're still adding up more.
Yes.
Right. And so with that, I would just want to introduce our topic today to our guest. So with your story, what we are going to mostly discuss about is what we call fall forward, right?
Yeah.
Which is lessons from losing races and facing setbacks and coming up with a startup, right?
Yeah. I'm even short of words, like 23 years, CEO, like with two companies. So with all, let me start from when you started college and running as an athlete. What was one race that you wish you would have won, but you didn't?
I'm going to change it a little bit and say, what was one jump? Because long jump, I was a short sprinter, long jumper. I did the heptathlon as well in college, but long jump is my favorite. And I would say one meet that I didn't win, that I wanted to, my freshman year, indoor season. It was a home BYU meet. I had kind of switched training groups up, and my teammate beat me. I love her, and we were always going back and forth. But this is my freshman year. I didn't get a senior year of high school. I graduated in 2020, so my senior track season got cut short. So this indoor season, it was like my first time getting back, and I had a lot of doubt of like, okay, am I even still a good jumper anymore? Because I hadn't competed for a while. We had to take all that time off for COVID. And I remember I ate right. I woke up, got ready. Everything seemed to be going good. And then I was just flat that day. My jumps just weren't, I just wasn't powerful. They weren't there. And I was really frustrated because I felt like all my trainings had gone good. Like I felt like I kind of had let people down, even though I hadn't. I mean, it was like one of my first meets of my freshman year, but it's this feeling, and you feel this in business too, where it's like there's so much potential and like you didn't reach it, and that can be really stressful.
So in that moment, like, what lesson did you learn?
You're gonna have bad meets and you're gonna fail, but you can't lose hope. And that has translated into my life a ton. Like I am a little bit of a perfectionist. I tend to like to have things like all planned out and all ready to go. So when things don't go as planned, I get very like stressed and just like frustrated.
Yeah, you're just like my wife.
Yeah. So in that moment, that's a lesson that I had to learn and had to carry through, because also it's like I couldn't just quit in that moment, be like, I'm not good anymore. We're done. I still had to go to practice the next day. I still had to keep training and want to be better and to improve and have belief in myself.
Nice.
That's awesome. Most times we hear people when like they see that someone wasn't able to win or succeed at something, or you hear, oh, they didn't prepare well. They didn't like do all the necessary planning and stuff they needed to do in order to be able to win. But listening to you share that, you said you did all you had to do, all you could do, right? And so sometimes we can do all that's in our capacity to be able to do, but still, in the end, it won't go as we wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happens, most times we just go and then get so frustrated and be like, well, I did everything. And as you said, it's like, I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that was your first meet coming back.
Yeah, it was like probably our second or third.
Okay.
But very early on.
So after that, what was the next one that you won?
The next one we were in, it was an outdoor meet, I think. And I jumped, and that one actually, we had a long bus ride, and then like we were at our venue. It was in Las Vegas. It was really hot. My brother was also at that meet. He also ran track in college. And I was not feeling it. Like I was kind of like, oh man, like we just got off the bus. We have to go do a shakeout. But that meet I ended up winning the meet and tying my personal best at the time, which was something that I had jumped that my junior year of high school.
Okay.
And hadn't jumped it again. And so that was really like discouraging. So to get back to that place, it felt good. And it was kind of surreal because like you said, sometimes you're so prepared and you've done everything and you feel right, and then it doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
Then there are other times like I wasn't feeling good. Like I wasn't in the right mindset at the time, but I still had to go out and give it my all, and it worked out. And so I think that's like something that everyone can take away is even if you don't feel ready, you still have to put your best foot forward, because you can't wait for the perfect time. That's something that a lot of people fall into the trap of is like, okay, I'm going to wait until this or until this happens. Okay, I'll start next month because it's the 17th or whatever day of the week it is. It's like, no, sometimes you just have to start now, even if you're imperfect in what you're doing, things are going to fall into place.
Wow. Now, talking about mindset, like sometimes I don't know, people might disagree with me, which I don't care. But I feel like there are certain things that if you're going to school and you choose, like, let's say a major, it has to like be something that comes naturally to you. So how did you develop that business mindset? I didn't go to school to become a business person, but I know how to pitch, I know how to write business, I know how to start and all those things. Like it's something that came naturally to me. Mm-hmm. I think maybe I also got it from my dad. But how did you develop that mindset? And since you started your business, what kind of like setback have you faced? And have you even thought of, okay, let me just give up?
Yeah. So my path to college. So I was a D1 athlete, and I knew that was what I wanted to do. So I went on my recruiting visits to different schools, and I landed at BYU, which I did not want to go to BYU. I went on my recruiting visit for BYU, and I was like, nope, they're not this isn't the place. I hated it. I did not like anything of it. But I went there because it's what felt right. And I have a relationship with God, and that's kind of what he said is like, that's where you need to go. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I trust you. And I do have this mindset of like, okay, if it doesn't work out, then, oh, well, like, what are you going to do? So I thought, okay, if it doesn't work, I'll just transfer, you know? Yeah. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. But I went into college and I wanted to be an oral surgeon. So I thought I was going to I just want to be in the dental field, something dental. So I had a lot of science majors. I don't like science. And for some reason, it took me a long time to figure out, like, I wasn't naturally good at that. Okay. And I never wanted to do business. I remember going in saying, like, I never want to go to the business school. That's just, like, too much. Like, that's not me. When really I had all of these natural qualities of a business person, I just didn't know because I hadn't really explored that world, you know. I knew, like, doctors, lawyers, dentists, people like that. I knew business people, but I always thought, like, no, that's not for me. So I happened upon business. I had a great mentor at BYU. His name's Gary. He was over the student athletes and kind of like their success after the sport. And he would take a bunch of the athletes on networking trips. So I had the opportunity. I went to New York. I went to LA, Vegas. I just went on a bunch of trips, and we started meeting with people who, I mean, we met with all types of people, business people, lawyers, doctors, CEOs, just like a variety of people. And that opened my mind to really then look at myself and think, okay, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Can I have a job where, you know, I can commit to being at that job every single day and showing up and giving my best? And at the time, it's hard because when you're a college athlete, you're dedicated to the sport. Yeah. And so commitment was really hard for me to anything other than my sport. Because I was always like, well, I don't know, maybe my coach is going to need me. Maybe we're going to have a mandatory team bonding or, you know. And so I was a nanny I still watched my kids for 8 years. And that was nice because it was flexible. Yeah. So I kind of just happened onto business because I would go on these trips. And then I thought, okay, I know the kind of lifestyle that I want. And what do I need to do to get there? I don't remember your other questions.
I mean, the setback, like the kind of like setback you faced when you started your business.
Yeah. So previous to this business, so I own 2 trade schools, Wasatch Trade Tech and Horizon Trade Institute. This is like my 3rd business venture. So the one previous to this, my husband wanted to do a recycling business. And then previous to that, we wanted to wash garbage cans, which we did. And it worked, but I hated it. So it didn't last.
You know, I think that's a job I would be good at because I wash my own trash can. Yeah. And I don't like when someone dumps like soda and other stuff in it. And so one day someone walked into our building and the person was like, hey, I wash trash can. If you guys want to. And my wife was like, he washes his own thing. I think I should start our business. Maybe I'll go into it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who want it, but that was not what I wanted to do. So we had those businesses. And every time I start a business, I have to ask myself, you know, what's the worst that can happen? You know, it doesn't work. In my mind, that's probably the worst thing is that it doesn't work. So then what do you do after that? Well, then you try again. You find something new. And I think it's important to start with that mindset because if I go into it thinking like, this is it, this is going to be my thing, this is our ticket, and then it doesn't work, then I think you can fall into kind of like a depression or just like you get really down on yourself. So anytime I start a business, I have to think, okay, you know, what's the worst that can happen is it's not going to work. So how am I going to get through that? Yeah. There's something else. And that's what I had to do with athletics. That's what I had to do. That's what I do with most things in my life. I mean, when I had my first daughter, it was winter semester at BYU. I was taking probably 15 credits, and she was born in February. So the semester starts January. She was born February. And I had my 15 credits, and I was working at American Fork High School as a student advocate. And so I just had to think, okay, if this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to do it. And you know what? If I fail a class, then I'll retake it. Not that big of a deal to me. I don't know. That's my mindset. Some people don't function like that, and that's okay. But that's how you just get through stuff, is you have to, before I do something, I have to walk through it and say, okay, if I fail, then what am I going to learn? And then what am I going to do after this? Because nothing's ever the end. It's not life or death. We have so many opportunities and so many chances in life. And so you have to keep that mindset at the beginning so that you don't become down on yourself and start thinking negatively about yourself.
That's true.
It's interesting you share that it's not life and death. One thing that I always tell myself is the worst that could happen is for me to die.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once I die, then I don't have the ability to do anything, right? That's the end. But once I'm alive, I have the ability to do a lot. Will I succeed in everything? Probably not. But will I learn in order to be able to succeed in other things? Absolutely, if I focus my mind on that. Now, as you shared about your business and how things have gone so far, there was something that came to mind just to connect your athletics, let me say, path into your business. Like when you were doing athletics, did you ever think you will go into business? What caused that switch from being a D1 athlete to becoming now a business owner? And you're still 23. Yeah.
Yeah. So my athletics career was not what I wanted it to be or what I had expected it to be. We had some coaching changes. I didn't trust the process. That was on, I think a lot of college athletes actually do this. You go in freshman year and you think that everything's going to be so great. And then there were a lot of challenges. So then you start thinking, is this what I want to do? Do I still want to be here committing all my time to this? And I did, but I didn't trust the path that I was on, and I kept trying to find a fix, Sometimes you just have to be patient. So that was something that I learned. And to go from athletics to business, it goes very well together, actually. Because when you're starting a business, it's really hard work because you have to be self-motivated. I mean, there's no one there to tell you, you're not clocking in and clocking out, and you're also not getting paid. What you're getting paid, you're taking from your business, and there are other people you have to pay for. So you need a website built, you got to pay them. That's $1,000 that you're not getting, even if your business made that, And in athletics, it's the same thing. I mean, the work that you're putting in after, going to the training room, your recovery, your nutrition, that stuff is on you. They have all the help and the tools for you, but you have to be the one who wants to do that. And so my junior year of college, I had an ankle surgery. I got an injury. It was just a lot of overuse. I had a lot of damage in my ankle, on my left ankle. So I got that surgery. I couldn't walk for almost 3 months. I was just on a scooter. I couldn't train. And that was a really hard time because I didn't have much else to do. I had school and I had my husband, but track is what I went and did every day. And so then I healed from that injury, recovered, and then I trained for a month, and then I had to get my right ankle. I had to have surgery on that. And at that point, they kind of had told me, it might be best if we medically retire you. The recovery process is going to be long. And at that point, I had also started to look at what do I want my life to be now. I will say, I think I was kind of done with track already at that point. I didn't have a long jump coach, and that's what I loved. And so, I ended up being medically retired. And then, but being medically retired, you get all the perks, still get all the perks of a student athlete. So I still had access to, all of the networking events and all of the resources there. And so then that's what I latched onto is, okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to fill my time and go to everything that I possibly can to make myself, valuable and to learn and to grow outside of this, because I'm almost done with college. I'm done with track. So what's next?
Interesting. So you mentioned you have Wasatch Trade School, right?
Mm-hmm.
what do they do? And the other business, like, what is it about? I had something like tech. So, like, in case someone is watching and the person maybe, oh, I want to know what they do. I want to be, I'm interested in it. Like, what do they do?
Yeah. So I have, like I said, I have 2 schools. Wasatch Trade Tech is my Utah-based school. We offer courses. Our main course is HVAC. So you can get licensed and certified as an HVAC technician. We're working on getting plumbing and electrical. And then we have other certifications like medical assisting, medical billing and coding, pharmacy technician, CompTIA, dental assistant, just a lot of different offerings and options to get certified. Horizon Trade Institute, that school is based in Arizona, and it also serves Nevada and Missouri. And then we're expanding that one. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll also be in New Mexico and Montana. That one focuses on HVAC. That's like the main one because we actually have some scholarship opportunities and funding opportunities for our students for the HVAC. And then that one, we also have paralegal assistant, pharmacy technician, medical assisting, and appliance repair technician. So my role in the school, so I have a partner. We started this school, and our mission is to help provide education to people who, don't see college as their path, or they're kind of just stuck and they need something. And we're fully online. It's a remote school. So we remove a lot of barriers that people face when they want to get an education. It's online, so you can do it on your own time. Okay. If you still need to work and have a full-time job, you can work and have your full-time job and then put however many hours you can into your courses at night. It's great for single moms. It's great for high school students who don't know what to do next. They don't want to go to college. It's great for anyone. It's really beneficial to anyone who's looking for a career path and they need help. We're able to reduce our costs because we are an online school. So the courses, like our HVAC course, is like probably 60% cheaper than any of the other courses that you're going to find with the same content. But we can also do it in shorter time, and we can get you out working quicker. And the job site is where you're really doing a lot of the learning. Nice. You can get your studies in and learn like the laws and the rules. But then once you're out in the field, that's when you're putting what you've learned to practice, and that's when you're getting good at it. Okay. So our school, I'm always applying for grants and funding for my school so I can give scholarships to students and help them get through.
That's awesome. So what's one advice that you give to people that are currently stuck in trying to succeed at something?
Yeah. I would say don't limit yourself. You have to look and see what do I want in life? What is a comfortable lifestyle for me? Some people are perfectly comfortable, living in a smaller house, just having cars that work, and just having their family. Some people, it's important for them to be a stay-at-home mom, so then you make sacrifices. For me, it is important to be a mom, but I'm also a business owner. So I'd say look at what you truly want in life and what are you going to be happy with, and then find a path that's going to get you there. And it sounds dumb, but you can really do whatever you want. Of course there's limitations on certain things, but if you want to be a doctor, okay, then let's figure out what books you need to study. What's the path to get there? I'm a big planner. And so I would say you got to plan out where you want to get. And then when you have setbacks, that's okay. It's part of the process and the goal. And don't be discouraged by that, because we've been given so many blessings and opportunities, and not everyone has the same blessings and opportunities. But look at yourself and see what you've been given and see where you want to go. Because once I was able to kind of unlock my brain to think, okay, I can do this. I don't know how, but I can do it. Then that's when the doors opened, I've thought like, oh, I want to go to law school. Honestly, I'm not that great of a student. I don't like to study. I don't like to read. But if I truly wanted to go to law school, then you know what? I could find a way to make it happen. And if you can't think of a way, then find someone who can help you. Wow. It's okay to ask for help.
That's true. Like, I really believe what you're saying. It's like when you put your mind to something and you are really focused on it, it's like wearing Apple Vision Pro, everything opens, like the map, do this, like everything is laid out for you to do it. Like, that's how it is. I don't know if any other person see it, but that's how the business mind work. I believe so. As long as you put your mind to it, that's it. When you lock in, it's like everything. There's a map in front of you and you see everything. So
yeah,
I believe what you're saying.
And I mean, it's a hard mindset to develop. It takes a lot of time and practice, discipline. But one of the things I just tell myself, I don't give myself excuses. There are reasons, you know, but you also need to be realistic. So, you know, when I was pregnant with my daughter, it was not realistic that I was going to get up every morning and eat, you know, 3 perfect meals a day and go get a workout in. No, I was so sick and tired. I just laid in bed all day. And that's okay. But then you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Like, oh, you know, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. At the time, it's not realistic. So you can't give yourself excuses. You just look at what's realistic for that time period, and then you work to that. And then you say, you know what, right now might not be my time, but my time is coming. Right now, this is what I need to focus on.
Nice. Wow. Let's say someone is in Africa and the person wants to be part of your institute. Like, is that also available?
Yeah,
no, okay.
They can. There would be different. So I don't know, like HVAC technician.
Yeah.
In Africa, it might have different. They might have different systems.
Yep. Yeah.
So then I don't know if that would be like the best for that student. So that would be something that we'd have to look at, or like, you know, just the practices might be different than the way that we're doing it here. And I see that even across different states here. When I enroll students from out of state, I have to look, okay, does the state have any more certifications or regulations that they need?
Yeah.
Okay. That's been beautifully said.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today, Camilla.
Yeah.
We appreciate all that you've shared with us. Guys, if you haven't yet subscribed, kindly do so we can bring you more content. Our guest today was Camilla Andam, the CEO of Wasatch Trade Tech and also Horizon Trade Institute. Yep. Catch you guys on our next episode.